morning, friends. We're really glad to see you this morning. We hope that you've had a good week, and we hope that you're ready to hear one of God's Word. Remember, you can take all the time you need to get ready, not the kind of getting ready that happens from the outside, but the kind that happens from the inside. So come on in once you're ready. Take the time you need to get ready to be able to hear God's story. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Come on over to the circle. I'm Miss Kelly. Most of you know me. I fill in sometimes when Miss Lori and Miss John can't be there, or when Miss Kristen can't be here. And today I'm in the first and second grade Godly Playroom. Let's get ourselves ready by singing our opening song. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. All right. Once there was a man who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people began to follow him, but they didn't know who he was. So one day, they asked who he was, and he said, "I am the light." Our story is right here for today. Lent is a season when we prepare for Easter. We move toward the mystery of Easter by hearing the stories of Christ's journey towards the cross and resurrection. In the beginning, the baby was born. God chose Mary to be the mother of God, and the Word was born, a wordless child. When the baby looked up into the face of Mother Mary, he already saw the cross. When he looked into the face of Father Joseph, the cross was there too. The Mother Mary and Father Joseph held the baby close. They kept the baby warm. They gave the baby everything it needed to grow. The baby began to grow. As the baby grew, he became a boy. When he was about 12 years old, he went with the Mother Mary and the Father Joseph and with many other people from their village of Nazareth to the great city of Jerusalem to keep one of the high holy days. When the celebration was over, the people from Nazareth went out through the great high gate and started on the road toward home. Suddenly, Mary and Joseph discovered that Jesus was not there. They thought he'd been playing with the other children from their village as they walked together. They hurried back to the great city of Jerusalem to find him. Mary and Joseph looked in the dark and narrow streets. They looked in the marketplace where they had bought their food. They looked where they had spent the night. They looked everywhere. Finally, they even looked in the temple, and there he was. He was talking to the rabbis and to the priests. When he spoke, they listened because he knew so much. When they spoke, he listened because he wanted to learn more. Mary and Joseph then asked Jesus the question all parents ask children, the question you can never answer. Why did you do this? And Jesus said something very strange. He said, "Didn't you know I would be in my Father's house?" Mary and Joseph did not understand. Their house was in Nazareth, where Joseph's carpenter shop was. They did not understand, but they would never forget. Jesus grew and became a man. When he was about 30 years old, he went to the River Jordan where his cousin, John, was baptizing people. We can see John's hair right here. Jesus waded into the river until he was face to face with John. He said, "Baptize me." John looked at Jesus and, for the first time, saw who he really was. "How can I baptize you? You are the Messiah, the one we have been waiting for. You must baptize me." "No, it is written that you will come before me and prepare the way. You must baptize me." Jesus went down into the darkness and chaos of the water. When John lifted him back up into the light, there were people who said they saw a dove come down from heaven and come close to him. There were also people there that day who heard a voice. The voice said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased." After Jesus was baptized, he went on across the River Jordan and into the desert. He stayed there for 40 days and 40 nights to learn more about who he was and what his work was going to be. Jesus went into the desert to discover more about who he was and what his work was going to be. He was there for 40 days and 40 nights. There was little to eat or drink. One day he heard a voice. It said, "Why don't you turn one of these stones over there into bread and have something to eat?" Jesus said, "No. To be a real human being, we need more than bread to eat." Suddenly, it was as if Jesus were on top of the great temple in Jerusalem. The voice came back, "If you are really the Son of God, why don't you jump and see if God sends angels to catch you before you hit the stones below?" Jesus said, "No, we do not need to test God." Then it was as if Jesus could see all the kingdoms of the world. The voice came back again, "If you will follow me, I will make you king over all these kingdoms." Jesus said, "No, I am to be a king, but not that kind of king." Then the voice went away. Jesus went back across the Jordan to do his work. But what was his work? Jesus came back across the Jordan River and began to do his work. But what was it? His work was to come close to people, especially the people no one else wanted to come close to. Jesus traveled about the land with the 12. He was teaching and showing people how to be real human beings. As he taught, people came to him to be healed. If they were hurt or sick or upset in some way, they sensed that Jesus could help them be well. See? He's come close to the blind man in the picture. He's even touching the blind man's eyes. When Jesus came close to people, they changed. They could see things they never saw before. They could do things they never did before. But that wasn't all Jesus did. Jesus also told parables. Finally, he knew that he had to become a parable. So he and the 12 turned toward Jerusalem for the last time. Now, I wonder if there's anything at home that can help you tell more of the story. Look around and see something. Let's each go and get something to help us tell more of the story of Jesus coming close to the blind man and helping him see. I don't know what you're going to get. You're the only one in the world who knows. If you don't feel like getting something, that's okay. Let's just sit here and look at the pictures for a moment more. When Jesus was born, when he went to the temple as a boy, when he was baptized by his cousin John, and he went to the desert and was tempted. When he learned his work, it was healing and helping people and coming close to them. Watch as I put away the story. Now I wonder what sort of work you will do today to help you do the story from home.
Maybe you need help choosing. Maybe you have stuff at home that you can respond with. Maybe there's a book that you could read. Ooh. Maybe there's some dough that you could form into a portion of the story. Maybe colors, paper, markers, or crayons. I wonder what your work will be today.